So, Osu mapping is a cool and fun skill to learn. It's a fantastic creative outlet where you can express music in a way that translates into fun, engaging, and expressive gameplay. How you understand a song is unique to you, and being able to share that vision with others is a really rewarding feeling. Additionally, Osu mapping is a social experience and a great way to make new friends as you engage deeper within the mapping community. They'll be invaluable in helping you improve your mapping skills and hopefully getting you to that first ranked map. But before we get ahead of ourselves with ranking maps, how do you actually get started with making your first map? Let's be honest, it's a complicated question to answer in 2026. There's two clients to choose from, both of them with scary and confusing user interfaces. There aren't many, if any, videos talking about Osu's latest client in a mapping sense, and the most popular videos about Osu mapping are coming up to a decade old at this point. Now don't get me wrong, these videos are still very relevant today. Pishifat is the GOAT. I imagine these videos are a huge reason as to why a lot of the mappers you know today started mapping in the first place. The goal of this video series isn't to replace these videos, but more to act as a refresher and get the next generation involved into mapping as well. So, we've established that mapping is epic and awesome, but you're maybe wondering, why should I listen to you? My name is LogOffNow, and I've been mapping for over 10 years at this point and streaming it for the past 3. I'm just about to reach 100 ranked maps, some of which you might have already played. I'm a former Beat Map nominator, and I've also helped multiple mappers and content creators get started with mapping in the past. Now that you know who I am, and you've started to establish your own reasons as to why you want to begin mapping, let's finally talk about the big question. Which version of Osu should you use to learn mapping? Osu Lazer or Osu Stable? This is quite a big topic, not just regarding mapping, but the entire game overall. Lazer has been rapidly growing in popularity and acceptance amongst the Osu community as major updates including daily challenges, ranked play, and large performance gains have all improved the overall Osu experience. Lazer is now also the primary download option on the website, implying this is the intended way for the game to be played. That's all fine and dandy, but how good is Lazer for mapping? In the past, recommending the Lazer client for mapping was a controversial take, especially to newer mappers. This was mainly due to the editor not being fully fleshed out and missing some important features required to rank maps, a general lack of available resources to actually learn Lazer's editor, and an even more confusing user interface than what we have in Stable. This has changed over the past 6 to 12 months. The Lazer editor has seen more features added and good quality of life improvements, especially for newer mappers. As time goes on, this feature set will only expand and be more refined, which is great news. However, this is also a double-edged sword. The user interface is still getting updates, and while I don't think there's going to be any drastic changes to the UI going forwards, I'm sure new menus, options, and toggles will be added. Taking all of this into consideration, I do think that the future of mapping lies within Lazer, so this series is going to focus on the Osu Lazer editor. You can still use the Stable client if you want to, and most of the conceptual information we'll talk about in this series will directly translate to it. Great! We've chosen our client, now what should we map, and what's the right way to begin? In my opinion, there isn't a right or wrong way to start mapping. The best advice I can give is to just hop in and have fun. That way you'll learn if you enjoy the process of creating a map. But if you're looking for some more specific advice that might help make mapping more sustainable in the long run, my biggest recommendation would be to start with picking a song that you won't get tired of after hearing it a lot. And by a lot, I really mean a lot. You will be playing and pausing small snippets of the song over and over as you try and understand the rhythm, and how you want to translate that rhythm into cool and interesting patterning. It will get easier as time goes on, I promise, but starting out is always the hard part. With regards to song choice, I'd suggest something fairly short, no longer than 2.5 minutes. A song with simple rhythms can also help reduce the complexity when starting out. Pop, J-rock, and anime openings are usually good candidates for this. We've got all the tools now to get started. We've chosen our client, we have our song downloaded, and we're ready to go. Now comes the exciting part, placing our first objects. I'm not going to tell you how to do this in this video, nor am I going to teach you how to efficiently use the editor today. That's going to come in the next video where we'll go in detail over every part of the Lazer editor, including how to time our own songs. So get subscribed so you don't miss that. But if you can't wait that long, and you want to get started right now, grab a pre-timed song from Osu's featured artist listing, and we'll go over the super basics in just 35 seconds. You can play circles, sliders, and spinners by clicking on these 3 buttons on the left side of the screen. Left click to place an object, middle click to delete it. When placing sliders, you can left click to place the start, you left click to place a node, or double left click to change the node type. Right click to finish placing the slider. If you want to change the speed of your sliders, you can do so by clicking the green box in the top timeline. You can also change the base slider velocity in the beatmap setup page. This will change the slider velocity of all of your sliders, so be careful changing this after you've placed a few objects. That's it! You're ready to start your path on becoming the next Osu mapping champion. Don't worry about how good or bad your first maps are going to be though. The goal here is to learn how to walk before we learn how to run. Try it out and see if you enjoy the process. At the end of the day, you might find that mapping isn't for you. But that's okay, it's always worth a shot. If you find that you had fun, keep at it, and I'm sure you'll find that mapping is a very satisfying and rewarding hobby to have. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you left a like on this video and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Has it inspired you to start mapping? In the meantime, I once again highly recommend checking out the PCFat videos I mentioned earlier. They are still really useful, and also, consider dropping by my stream too. I'm either reviewing viewers' maps or making my own, so feel free to send me your maps as well. I've put links to both in the video description. Until then, you can watch the time I tried to teach Twitch chat how to make a map in real time. It went better than you might think.